Criados, não capturados de alguma forma, né? Well, you've been using lots of brands like Kurzweil and the Oasis before the Kronos. Now he wants to know if you've been reprogramming sounds from your original sounds when you used the in the old concerts and everything, or if you sample them or you reprogram it from scratch.
You guys ask good questions. Thank you. Yeah, like that is definitely part of my world. Having to reprogram sounds. Like I have, for instance, a project that I did with a drummer named Rod Morgenstein, the Rudess Morgenstein project, which was very intense on the Kurzweil synthesizer I was using at that point. And then that Kurzweil was no longer made, and I had to figure out how to get it on another keyboard. So I had to reprogram. And again, in some cases, I'll sample the sounds if I have to. Other cases, I'll synthesize the sounds, but it's a big process. But what I did when I changed from the Oasis keyboard to the Kronos, it was thankfully much easier because there was a way to remap the sound. It wasn't immediate, but there's a way to remap the sounds, and our lives were a little bit easier. It's when you have to change the brand, it gets really complicated. But luckily, I'm kind of, for many years now, I've been very happy with, my life with Korg and Dream Theater. It really works. So,
o Korg para ele está funcionando bem hoje em dia. Realmente foi feito exatamente isso aí mesmo, né? Quando a Kurzweil parou de fabricar os modelos que ele usava, tal, realmente as coisas tiveram que ser reprogramadas do zero. E na pior das hipóteses, quando os recursos não estavam presentes, ou o som fosse muito particular mesmo, aí rola um sampling, né? Aí sampleia e tal, mas agora com coisas da mesma marca, que nem do Oasis, pro Kronos é um pulinho, né? Totalmente compatíveis, né? Você pode transportar os programas, inclusive, né? Então facilitou bastante.
Oi, Jordan.
Tem lá.
Oi, eu queria saber o que mudou na carreira do Jordan quando ele entrou no Dream Theater.
What has changed in your career when you joined Dream Theater? Okay.
Okay. So, well, a lot has changed. When I joined Dream Theater, it was almost 14 years ago. And I knew about the band. It was something that I saw from a distance. And the reality of being in a group like Dream Theater really taught me so much. And a lot of that has to do with traveling around the world and having so many, people from all different cultures who are so into the music and give so much energy to the music. So it's hard to know that when you're outside of a situation like that. So my answer is really, joining Dream Theater, traveling all around the world for so many years has been like the biggest education of my life. Meeting so many cool people and so many people and getting so much energy from all.
Era uma coisa que antes ele só via de fora, né? Realmente conhecia a banda e tal. Mas o mais importante para ele depois de ter se juntado, né, ao Dream Theater foi o lance de conhecer realmente o mundo, viajar, conhecer diversas culturas, ou seja, um lance de aprendizado mesmo, né? Além do lance do glamour, de ser uma banda grande, papapá, não. O importante é o lance de conhecer as pessoas, conhecer diferentes culturas e aprender com isso.
And the other part of that, maybe she's also wondering, in Dream Theater itself, what I brought, the Dream Theater has always had very good keyboard players, as everybody knows, but what I brought is a real classical background, not only for the classical piano and my technique, which was in a way comparable to the Petrucci technique, but he's from a different kind of background. But also my love and interest in synthesizers and sound.
Yeah. That's what I noticed when I joined it.
Totally. Into making sound and being a synthesist.
Uma coisa que realmente acrescentou bastante, né, no som do Dream Theater. Esse cara é um sintesista, né? Ele não é um mero tecladista, né? É um cara que curte fazer som, programar som, mexer, criar coisas diferentes e tal, né? E teve a oportunidade de fazer isso muito bem no Dream Theater, né? Mais duas perguntas, por favor. Uma está aqui. Dele, com os sons dele, alguma coisa assim? Korg is being releasing many libraries, new samples, etc. Many third-party companies do that as well, and he wants to know if you pretend someday, to release something of yours, your sounds, your programs.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to Korg about doing that right now. So, yeah, we've been discussing it.
Já tá meio que fazendo isso, né?
Okay.
He's in
Jordan.
tune. Yes.
Right here. I've got two questions actually. I've got a Core Karma.
It costs extra though,
And the thing is, just suggest I update my whole rig so we can, be up to date with all the sounds and stuff. And another question, do you think all the apps you create for iPad could just substitute for your Continuum fingerboard?
Okay, the first question I didn't get at all. I'm sorry.
Because I got a Core Karma, right?
Yeah.
So would you suggest I update my whole rig, so change my Core Karma for a Kronos, so it can be up to date with sound and stuff?
Oh, well, I mean, certainly the Kronos is much more powerful than the Core Karma. So, yeah, if you can afford to get it and want to kind of get to the next level where pretty much anything in the current keyboard world is possible, then I would suggest.
Vai sem medo. Vai sem medo, que é garantido. Ele perguntou, ele tem um Korg Karma, né, que é um teclado um pouco mais antigo da Korg, tem uns bons, mais de 10 anos, né? Por aí, né? Korg Karma. E o sistema inteiro está no Kronos, né? O sistema de interação, de acompanhamento, né, entre aspas, né, que é o Korg Karma, que é um arpegiador, né, eletrizante, digamos assim, né? Então, tem tudo no instrumento, então acabei de dizer para ele que pode trocar de olhos fechados, você não vai perder nada, não tem problema.
Yeah. I mean, I will say something because I think it's important in this, Kronos environment. The reason that I decided to use this instrument when it came out is because I had a choice. I could either do something like MainStage, like use a computer and use a lot of different software, or I could find something that was all in one, just a very, very powerful keyboard. And I felt like the advantage for me of getting this was that Korg is a company with so many very musically minded engineers, and they built something that's such a big concept that although it doesn't access all the different native instruments, libraries, and who knows what, all this third-party software, it has so much power, but it's all very much one thing. It feels like I can hug it. It feels it feels like a friend to me, like a real musical instrument. And using a computer with a lot of different software doesn't feel quite right to me for what I need to do with my musical life.
A razão pela qual, né, ele escolheu agora o Kronos para usar. Como todos nós, né, nos tempos para cá, a gente tem aquela dúvida, né, existe o lance do computador com todos os softwares e todas as possibilidades e todos os recursos e tal, né? Só que existe um item de pequenas instabilidades quanto a isso, e o lance da integração dos recursos também, né? O que ele quis dizer ali é que o Kronos é um instrumento integrado, um instrumento coeso, que os engenheiros da Korg, por exemplo, né, que são super musicais e tal, projetaram a coisa para ela se tornar um negócio integrado mesmo, fácil de lidar, né, fácil de entender, né? Acabou de falar que é um negócio que daqui a pouco dá para você abraçar mesmo, saca? É um companheiro mesmo.
One more and then I'll play.
Yeah. Uma mais?
Uma.
Quem vai?
Hi, Jordan.
Where are we?
All right.
Aqui. Here.
Oh, that side. Somebody's waving over there.
Here, where?
Everybody is waving at me, so it's very difficult.
Não, a minha pergunta é uma pergunta técnica. O Fábio está aí e desde o começo da apresentação foi falado muito a respeito da estabilidade do sistema. Então todo mundo que é fã do Dream Theater sabe que hoje o sistema de teclados do Jordan Rudess é baseado 99%, como ele mesmo frisou, em cima do Korg Kronos. Eu gostaria de saber se ele já experimentou alguma vez algum crash ao vivo e se ele tem um plano B, um backup aí para caso aconteça algum travamento disso aí, porque está sujeito a acontecer com o instrumento.
Well, this is a software instrument, right? So he is asking you if you had any troubles, any problems, any spontaneous boots, any kind of trouble live, and if you have a solution for that, like a backup or a spare instrument or something like that.
Well, we've had a lot of success with our, traveling around the world with the instrument. I don't know if we've ever really had to bring a backup on the stage. No. So the answer is that these instruments are extremely road worthy. My original Kronos had an issue with the action, and then they fixed it, and then after that everything has been really good. I don't even think about, like, sometimes in the old days I would think, oh my god, something might break, the joystick, the knobs, but I haven't had any issues.
Por enquanto, nenhum problema de nenhuma espécie. O único problema que ele teve, na verdade, foi aquele que a gente já conhece, que foi um problema das teclas, que já foi resolvido, já foi solucionado, né? De qualquer maneira, rola um spare, né? Um teclado de backup ali, né? Um outro Kronos idêntico, programado igual, que fica ali quietinho, mas nunca foi usado. Diz que nunca teve problema nenhum ao vivo. Nadinha.
So, yes, I have a backup. No, I don't use it.
Yes, I have, but I don't use it.
Right. I would be a fool not to have a backup, but I don't need it.
Okay.
So I'm going to play some more music.
Okay.
Yeah, another song. Okay, so one more song, and then after that song, I think we're going to do some signing, or I'm going to do some signing for all of you, nice people. So this song is a Dream Theater song. And
Qual é a música do Dream Theater?
And it is called Breaking All Illusions. It's a big song, so enjoy.
Yeah.